Welcome to another episode of Bird Gang Nation Sports Talk. I'm your host, Bird Gang 31. And today, we got another great Eagle content creator, Mr. Philly Jim. How you doing today, my guy?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me here today.
Nice. So tell everybody, like I always like to get on you, how long you been a Birds fan? You know, what made you become a Birds fan?
Well, I'm from the Philadelphia area, Northeast Mayfair, so that's pretty much where I grew up. So it's just kind of my roots. But I've been an Eagles fan for the last 15 years, and I've been making videos here on YouTube for like the past about 4 years now. So yeah, that's pretty much the scoop with myself.
All right. Well, we're down. We just started pads and training camp.
Yeah.
And how do you like it so far? How you see it shaping out?
Well, I love it, man. I mean, once you get into pads, once you do that, that's when the intensity ramps up, and a lot of intensity has been ramping up at Eagles training camp. You know, today was there were reports about Nick Sirianni really being involved. In fact, there's something went wrong with Jalen Reagor, and he pretty much ripped him a new one for that. So I really like the energy of the new head coach, and I think it's just a whole different vibe with this team compared to the last couple years. So yeah, I'm very excited about it, and the intensity of training camp, full pads, really getting that intensity up. Gotta love it.
Oh yeah, I heard he even made a regular run with the second team today.
Yep, I think that's the play. I think it was a second team rep, and yeah, something was just wrong, and Nick Sirianni kind of blew up on him. So you know what? Well, that's good, man. You got to have a head coach that's gonna, teach all the players the fundamentals, which is what he's very heavy on. One of the things Nick Sirianni is very heavy on, and also holding guys accountable. When you screw around, you don't do stuff right, don't pay attention, so on and so forth. Head coach can't be coddling these guys.
Yes,
I think that's kind of one of the problems that was the case for Carson Wentz when he was here. He did not improve on a lot of things mechanic wise. So he really didn't work on those things, and the coaches, Doug Peterson and others, they didn't really call him out or anything. So that's why there were a lot of problems there. But Nick Sirianni holding these guys accountable, being very heavy on the fundamentals, I think it's something to be very excited about when you're just looking at your head coach.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, he's definitely laying the law. He's done pulled them all aside, especially I think since he is a former receivers coach, he takes that position a little bit more serious because he's been pulling these guys to the side, left to right after plays, and letting giving them the business on the sideline. Which I think, like you said, you can't worry about the name on the back of the shirt. You got to always worry about teaching everybody the same and making sure they all understand your game plan and all can follow.
Totally agree.
So what's some of the battles you like so far coming in to the training camp this year?
Ooh, there's a lot, man. I'm really looking at the defensive line because I've kind of been a Josh Sweat guy, at least for the last 2 years, because I've been very critical about Derek Barnett. Not because I think he's a scrub or anything, but the guy was a first round pick. He was a top 15 pick in the 2017 draft at that, and has not produced. No. And when I look at Josh Sweat, he came in as a rookie. He was a little undersized when he was coming in as a rookie. So as a rookie year, when you look at him, he was getting thrown around a lot, but he got better his second year, and especially last year, he was really productive. He's always disrupting the play. He's always in the backfield. He's a good run stopper. He's always getting to the quarterback. He's fast off the line. He's explosive. He does it all. I think he's a good football player. So when I found out that he was getting first team reps with the defensive ends, I wasn't surprised. I was like, you know what, this guy's earned it, and Derek Barnett, he needs to pick up the slack, or he's going to be on his way out of Philadelphia sooner than later. So the defensive line has really been the strength of the Eagles for the last couple of years. So I'm looking for that to continue and seeing guys like Josh Sweat come into their own and really have a big year this year. So, yeah, defensive line is definitely something that I'm looking at.
Yeah, definitely. Like with the Sweat thing, it's like people didn't realize too. Not only was he undersized, but he was coming off a major knee injury. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it was going to take some time. You know, that's why, like you said, for the last 2 years, I've been looking for him to make that jump to become a star. I think last year, he had 6.5 sacks or something like that last year. So that was like,
Mm-hmm.
he really showed that he can come out here, and that knee was finally healed all the way, you know? And I think now you're just seeing the final product. The guy should have been a first round pick in the first place. If it wasn't for that knee injury, he probably would have been first round. He probably wouldn't be on our team right now. So, you know, it's kind of a blessing in disguise that he did get hurt that year in college. So now, you know, he ended up on our team. And I think now you're going to see that stardom kind of shine this year. You know, he's been tearing up training camp, like you said. You know, and Barnett's actually been, I heard he's been doing pretty good too. You know, sometimes you need that fire lit underneath you. You know, the guy coming and take your spot before you actually start playing right. I think, you know, that's bringing the best out of Barnett too. As far as keeping him, I would love to see him get traded for value reasons and for money reasons. But at the same time, if he stays, as long as he keeps playing at a high level, we have two good DNs, and that's never hurting nobody's football team.
Definitely. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta have good pass rushers.
Mm-hmm. What about the rest of the guys you like? And you're looking at, you like Javon or Fletch Cox? I heard Milton Williams been doing good.
Yep. It's just like I said, you know, the defensive line is going to be continue to be the strength of this team. You know, the defensive line. A lot of the guys are veterans now. You know, you get bringing a young guy like Milton Williams, who people are really high on.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, when you look across the board, you sign Ryan Kerrigan, you have Fletcher Cox here, you have Brandon Graham, who's also been here for a long time since 2010.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what? I like it. I like
Mm-hmm.
it. I think that you got to have that experience up there to help these guys like Milton Williams and some of the other young guys that were drafted this year, help them come into their own. So I like it. I like it. I think this defensive line is going to be the strength of the team, and it's going to help us win a lot of football games this year.
Right, JC? JC said true, and also keeping the two tight ends is great. Ertz and Goddard, since we don't need to cash no more. Yeah, how do you feel about that Ertz situation?
Actually, I was really surprised that, you know, no deal has happened, but, you know, Zach Ertz is a class act. He's been really helpful during all the practices, trying to help guys with route running and other things. He's kind of been like, he's also been a veteran that's been with us for a long time. So he's just had that leadership, that presence on the field. And I think it's been really helpful. So he does have some kind of value, even if the Eagles don't get trade value for him. He has the value in the locker room. He has the value as a leader of this team, guy that's been here for a while. So I actually like having both of them here. I don't think it can really do him more harm than good to have Ertz. But I really think this is going to be Goddard's year where he comes into his own and he shows that he can be a star at the tight end position.
Nice. You know, think having her Ertz here is going to cut into that stardom this year. You know, because that's another good, like, I think they ranked Goddard 7th overall, and then they ranked Ertz 10th overall. So you got two top 10 tight ends on our team. You know, and they're both in contract years, so you know they're both going to be wanting that rock. So I'm interested to see how that works out, or even if this is just a ploy for Howie to show that he can be a team player. He is here. He is still, you know, producing at a high level. Maybe get him in some preseason games, you know, up that value back up a little bit more. You know, feeling like, oh yeah, Ertz is part of our organization. We're moving forward with Ertz, just to trade him later.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. And then how you feel about the not the rookie, but that Tyreek Jackson that's on our team now? I heard he's been lighting it up in training camp. Do you think he actually has a chance of beating out Richard Rodgers for that third spot?
I don't think so. And the only reason why I say that is because, you know, every year you hear about stuff like this. You have guys like the Paul Turners of the world who are like training camp heroes. But I really think that I really just think the Eagles are too stacked at the position to see a guy like Tyree Jackson make the team. It would be interesting. I could see practice squad, But as far as being on the 53, I don't really see that happening. I think you're going to roll with your three guys, Ertz and Goddard and Richard Rodgers, and going to go from there.
But if Ertz leaves, who you think picking up that spot?
Oh, that changes everything then. If Ertz is gone, then I think he has a much better chance of making the team. But as it stands now, that's not the way I see it happening.
Okay. And your impressions on our quarterback, our leader, Hurts season, baby. Give me your take on Hurts right now. How you think he's doing?
Well, he's been having a pretty good training camp. Every day people are talking about, he's throwing touchdowns to everybody. So I just hope it translates to the real games. Obviously, training camp's important because this is where you build the continuity, chemistry with all your guys. But it has to come to the field. It's very important that he has that consistency, because I feel that he's under a lot of pressure. I feel like it's kind of unfair to him, the amount of pressure that he is under. But it's because of the way the Eagles are set up. They're set up to where they're going to give Hurts only a year, and if he doesn't show that he's a franchise quarterback, they're probably going to go in another direction. They're probably going to trade for a veteran quarterback or look at the draft. Usually you give a quarterback a few years, but the Eagles are set up. They have all this draft capital so they can make like whatever kind of moves they want to make. They have a lot of cap space next year. But I really hope that's not the case, because he's a great young man. No one works harder than him. He's got leadership. The guys they seem to gravitate towards him. They want to follow him. And I think that's great. So I hope that it translates to the field, and I hope he becomes the guy for the future, because if he does, and you have your quarterback situation solved with moving forward with Jalen Hurts, then it gives you more flexibility, and you can address a lot of needs that are going to be coming up. With all those draft picks that we have, there's going to be holes on the defense or some positions they need to get younger at. Like I said, our defensive line has a lot of veterans on it. You bring in a guy like Milton Williams, but you're probably going to have to bring in another defensive end. You're probably going to have to get younger at certain positions. So it would be nice if you didn't have to use all that draft capital that you did accumulate to get another quarterback and just start all over from square one with yet another quarterback.
Well, I agree with that, but I need your Eagle fan answering. What is your opinion on it? Like, do you see him being that guy? It's good to want him to be, because we all want him to be great. But do you see the greatness in him?
Yeah, I do. Of course I do. I mean, he just has that thing where, like I was saying, the guys just gravitate towards him. They want to play with him. And Jalen Hurts has just been in so many situations that I think it's made him a better person. It's made him a better player. Everyone talks about the Alabama situation and Tua taking his job in the championship game. But a lot of people don't realize that what happened the year after. A lot of people just jump straight to, oh, well, we transferred to Oklahoma, Lincoln Riley, all this other stuff. You know what? That's not exactly what happened. He stayed. He came back the following year to Alabama. He was the backup. He carried himself with class the entire time. He didn't make a big deal about, he said, you know what, Tua gives the best chance to win, and I'm a team player. I'm just here to help the team however I can. That's what he did. And Tua got injured in the conference championship game against Georgia. And Jalen Hurts comes in. He galvanizes that team. He leads them back to the college football playoffs. So it's just the fact, like, he has the leadership. He has the work ethic. The things that he doesn't do well, I feel like he's going to work so hard on those things to get better at those things so they don't hold him back. He's not the type of person that wants to be complacent and, just think that he's this good quarterback and he doesn't have any problems. He's always going to be in the weight room. He's always going to be training. He's always going to be working with the guys on the field in the offseason, which he's done a lot this offseason. So I do believe in Jalen Hurts. I do believe that he could be the future of this franchise for sure.
Oh, nice. Let's go to our other position, running back. People are down on Miles Sanders. How do you see Miles Sanders' season come along this year?
It depends on his health. Everything depends on his health and not his ability. His ability is phenomenal. He's a great player. He's explosive. He's got good vision. He did have a lot of drops, which I would like to see, go down. Obviously, you want to see him, because if he's able to get involved in a passing game, it's going to bring a different dynamic to the offense, because you're going to have to account for him as a receiver. Bringing in guys like Devontae Smith or other young guys. Fulgham, we hope he can do something. Greg Ward, all our other guys that we're going to be throwing the ball to. But that just brings another threat to the offense. So obviously, I'd like to see him do better with that. But if he can stay healthy, man, there's no reason that I don't think he can have a great season, have over 1,000 yards. He's been dinged up for the past couple of years. Hopefully that changes. I hope it does. But yeah, I definitely think there's not a lot to be concerned about other than just his health when it comes to Miles Sanders.
And the rest of that running back stable is looking pretty competitive.
Pretty stacked.
You know? And so who do you think going to make it? Because I see Sanders making it. I see Gainwell making it. I see Johnson making it. And then I keep going back and forth between Boston Scott and, now
it's kind of tough to say.
Huntley is doing good. Howard's still back there. But I want to see even like one of these other younger guys like Huntley or even Elijah Holyfield get a chance.
It's gonna be interesting, man. I really couldn't tell you who's gonna make it out of that group. I think that we're gonna have to see how a lot of these guys do during the preseason. But if I'm a head coach, this is just from my perspective. I would want to have guys that bring something different to the table. You want to have guys that, got that explosive slash ability like Miles Sanders has, catching the ball out of the backfield. You want to have guys that, you want to run the ball. You want to run some clock down, some power running, short yardage. You want to have guys like that. You want to have guys that bring something different to the table. So if I had to guess, Kenny Gainwell is going to be a steal, by the way, once he gets his opportunity to be on the field. So I see him making the team. Obviously, I see Miles making it. It's a toss-up. I don't know. I think it's going to come down to Kerryon and Jordan Howard. Whichever one of these guys beats the other one out, I think that's how it's going to go. And then, I don't know, man. I really can't see Boston Scott making the team unless he really balls out during training camp. But it's going to be interesting to say the least.
Because, yeah, like you were saying, like, that's what I felt like. I felt like once we drafted Gainwell, that kind of pushed Boston Scott out, because, you got your catcher. Boston was good out of the backfield. Gainwell's good out of the backfield. Boston's a good runner, but Gainwell's, seemed to be a better runner coming out of college. So we got to see what he can do here in training camp. And then, that's 3 backs already catching the ball without your power backs in there. You're going to need those 2. Kerryon's really good at pass blocker, but so is Howard. But I feel like he has the edge because we've already went down the Howard road already, and even Howard thought he was out of the league last year. So, his confidence might not be where it needs to be to actually, beat out Kerryon there. So, yeah, like you said, it's going to be close. It's going to be
close.
Interesting who to see. What about the receiver? How do you see those guys shaping out?
Going to be interesting again, man. I obviously Devontae. I see Jalen Reagor making he's not going to be cut. He's just a first-round pick last year. Obviously, those are the 2 main guys that I see making it. After that, that's when it starts to get interesting. After that, I see Fulgham and Greg Ward making it. And then that's when after you get to that 4th receiver, when you get to that 5th receiver, that's when you start having to have some of these discussions. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think that Quez Watkins is going to be that 5th receiver. And then John Hightower, he's been doing some good things so far. Is he going to make it, or is he going to be on the practice squad? JJ, I do not see him making the team
at
all, to say the least. I think the JJ experiment is finally done and over with. But that's pretty much what I would say. I would say it's going to come down to Quez and John Hightower, and whoever wins that battle is going to be that fifth or sixth receiver, and then the other guy probably gonna be doing some scout team work, probably gonna be on practice squad, doing some other stuff. But that's really how I see the receivers shaping up.
Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, we kind of have similar thing. I see for sure, like you said, we got Smith, Rager. Like you said, he just got drafted last year. I'm not putting the fork in him yet. He got stuff to prove this year. And then I like Quest for the third spot because Quest been lighting it up in camp. You know what I'm saying? We keep getting more and more reports that he's starting to dominate camp, and that's really a good thing. So Quest dominating in camp. I see him putting up to this third, and hopefully maybe even be able to scoot up, you know, depending on how Rager's doing, because I heard he's not doing very good in camp. You know, he had that little death incident, and then even, like you said, today he's already been pulled off to the side, playing with the second team, you know. So I think Quez is doing so good that he might even be able to pull all the way up to that second receiver, and now move Rager to third, and then Fulgham for sure probably going to be here. And then that's when it gets, after the Fulgham pick, is kind of where it gets shaky with me. It's like everybody loves Ward, but I'm like, do you love Ward because he was the best and the only one catching the ball on our team for those years? So that's why you love him, because he was reliable and doing your job, which all the receivers should be catching in the first place. In terms of his athleticism, though, he's not the most athletic guy out there. You know, that's where I think a young guy like Hightower could, you know, if he started catching the ball, because like he has the exact opposite. Hightower's fast and athletic, doing good routes, but his problem is catching the ball. So, you know, like if he can pull it together and start catching the ball, I can see him making the team there. And then, like you said, then if it depends if we go to 5, 6 receivers, you know, then I guess if we go 6, you can go Ward. And then, like you said, JJ's definitely out of there.
Not bad. Not bad.
So, and then you're my Mailata guy too? Or you think Mailata?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I've been a Mailata guy, and I have not been a Dillard guy. And Dillard has been getting destroyed by Josh Sweat, like the guy we were talking about earlier. Not looking good as far as Howie Roseman's resume of drafting first-round picks. Sounds like Dillard is going to be another bust. I just don't know, man. With Mailata, it's a complicated situation because this guy he's about to get paid for real. Like, that's the problem. The competition, the real competition, isn't between Andre Dillard and Mailata. As far as I'm concerned, this competition's over. It's over. It's done. He is going to be the starting left tackle for the team. This is a guy that didn't even play football. He played rugby, which is kind of like more violent version of football. But there's a lot of technique things that he didn't really have when he first came into the league. But credit to Jeff Stoutland for working with him. Now he does it all, man. He's over here. He's throwing Brandon Graham on the ground. This is Brandon Graham that we're talking about. This is a guy that's Super Bowl champion that stripped Tom Brady. And, you know, this guy's been really productive. And he's just throwing these guys like it's nothing. He's a huge guy. He's strong. Yeah. He can really move for a guy at his size, too. That's what I really like about him. So, but the real competition isn't between these two guys. It's between how much are they going to have to pay this guy? Are they going to have to pay this guy franchise left tackle money when he comes out and has a great season this year? I think it's possible, man, because this guy is going to kill it. I just have all the confidence in him. As long as no injuries happen, this guy's going to be a dominant left tackle for sure.
Nice. Yes, I definitely see the same thing, man. Mailata's a beast, man. He's too big. He's too strong. He's too fast. You know, he's been working hard. It's like a project that I will say how he did draft this guy as a project pick, but now it's about to start paying off. You know what I'm saying? Because it was all these years of him just being back there, and now he is dominating. Last year he started to do a little bit of that domination, you know what I'm saying? Still was kind of a little raw in some areas, but he was pretty good, played at a high level. And this year I see him being way better. He's slimmed down a little bit. He's out there, like you said, moving Brandon Graham. And the rest of these defensive linemen, pretty good. So I want to see him do great things this year as well. But the
Definitely.
contract thing, I think we might get lucky considering that he was such a low, and he's not used to that superstar money yet. We might get lucky and be able to trick him. How we know Howie, you might be able to trick him. Well, since you haven't got that big payday,
I hope so, man.
I can give you like a little bit cheaper. That will
I
still
hope
be
so, man, because Big
ridiculous for him.
Mulata gonna be getting some big M's. They're gonna
Yeah.
call him Big M.
Big M, because it'd be like he'll be making the most money he ever made, obviously with the contract, but it won't be number one tight end. I mean, left tackle. Left tackle.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really make that much money because he was a 7th round draft pick.
Yeah,
pretty much when you go from a 1st round pick going on down, the money gets lower and lower. So for him to be like basically the last pick in the draft, this man gonna be balling, man. He gonna be people gonna be asking him for a loan. They're gonna be asking him, "Can I hold a few dollars?"
He gonna go back to Australia, and everybody's gonna be begging him for some money.
They're gonna say, "Hey, Jordan, let me get a loan, brother." Yep.
What do you think we should do with Mr. Dickerson?
Fun fact: I went to high school with Landon Dickerson.
Nice.
Great guy. He's a great guy. He's fun to be around. He's really funny. He's got a lot of personality. But you know what? With his injury, I would probably redshirt him, I would probably redshirt him most likely because he's really smart. He takes it all in. I think being around, obviously, we talked about Jeff Stoutland and how he's really helped Jordan Mailata come into his own. He can do the same for Landon Dickerson. Also, not only him, Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, Brooks. These are all great guys. These are all guys that have been all pros. Okay, so it's a lot of smart guys in this room that I think can help them come along. And there's always uncertainty in the air with Jason Kelsey in his future. Is Jason Kelsey going to come back? Every year we feel like he's going to retire. He doesn't retire and he comes back. If the chance happens where he does retire, the Eagles are set up because Landon can go ahead and go into that role and be the starting center starting next year. Okay, so I just feel that with his health and his knee injury, you want to kind of let him rest that, soak in as much as he can, and then let him loose next year.
Nice, yeah. Hey, I'm on both. If we don't have to use them, I guess let's not use them. But I wouldn't mind towards the end of the season definitely getting them in some reps. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we're a little pulled away in some game or something like that where we can get them in like the third, fourth quarter. Or maybe give Isaac a break sometime, let him play some guard. You know what I'm saying? Or like you said, Kelsey's kind of older. Maybe he'd take a couple plays off. Just to get his feet wet this season. I want to do that. But then next year he already knows what to expect. Plus, like you said, all this teaching he's going to be getting, then for sure he can be, he can be his first year. He can be like all pro level. You know what I'm saying? So straight off the jump. Because I see him as being going to be like elite. Once he gets going, he's going to be elite. And
totally agree.
We definitely want to keep him healthy until then. Like even if he did play, I wouldn't want to see him play before the week 7. It has to be something after week 7. Give him that full nets, a couple of months off, still resting it, still healing, still learning, and then start thinking about possibilities of getting him into that game, So I
agree 100%.
Looking pretty good there. What else we got here? Oh yeah, the cornerback position. How you liking that? How you like that shaping up? I hear that Zach McPherson is balling out. He's all around the ball. Yeah. And I was one of those guys saying, like, I had the Eagles going, 12-5 before even picking up Nelson because I thought everybody was like the secondary is going to be garbage. And I'm like, hey, we don't know if Zach McPherson is going to be garbage. Just because he was in the 4th round doesn't mean anything. There's plenty of drafts where you drop the cornerback in the 1st round, that 4th round to come out and end up being better, So, you can't put the rounds don't really matter. Your top 200 player coming out of the draft. I mean, in the draft, when there's thousands of college players, if you make it in that anywhere in that draft at all, you got an opportunity and a chance to be great. You know,
Absolutely, man.
he was really a ball hawk when he was in college, and I saw he had a lot of traits that could transfer over here in the pros. And so far, good in camps since the past, but though he's been showing it. And they say it's Madison's job to lose, but what do you think about that situation?
I don't know, man. It's going to be really interesting, but I feel that this secondary is going to be better than what anyone expected by far.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the addition of Steven Nelson, because before Steven Nelson, there was just too much uncertainty.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, McPherson's been having a rookie camp, but you want to have that veteran experience at that position. You know, I think it's going to be good for him to be around Slay, be around Nelson. Those guys can probably teach him a lot of things. But as far as the rest of the secondary goes, the safeties, I'm just a little bit concerned because of Rodney McLeod's health. Obviously, he's not 100% from that knee injury. I don't think he'll be 100% from it until at least like week 4 or 5. But you got to look for guys like Kevon Wallace to step up if there's going to be a little bit of an absence with Rodney back there. But Anthony Harris, I feel, is going to be a great pickup for us. We got him for a cheap deal, cheap 1-year deal. He's been really good with Minnesota. So I feel like the secondary is going to do some good things. As far as a slot corner spot, I do feel like it's Maddox's job to lose. I feel like a lot of people have been down on Maddox the past couple of years because he's been asked to play on the outside. And that's just not who he is, man. The guy's 5'9". He's got quickness. He's not supposed to be playing, on the outside. When you put a guy that's 5'9" out there and you have him guarding 6'2", 6'3" receivers, it's just not a recipe for success. But in the slot, when he's able to work with those quicker, shiftier, smaller guys, that's where he can do some work. So I feel like secondary is going to be a lot better than what people expected. Rodney gets back week 5, week 6, gets closer to 100%. I think the secondary is going to be ready to roll. Actually, going to be pretty good this year.
Yeah, and just the whole new scheme. Our defense in general is going to be better, I feel like, just because the JG scheme he's bringing in, being able to do multiple fronts, all these hybrid schemes. And, we got the players to really do it, to really execute different positions, Like he said he's going to have these guys line up in one thing and then skirt off into another thing. And I think that's going to be great to have a different change of pace. We're not going to be leaving these guys on islands. And that's another reason why I thought even if we had to use McPherson, he would have help as opposed to last year where we weren't really giving no cornerbacks any help at all. We're not going to be playing that single high defense anymore. We're going to have 2 safeties back there. Like you said, I am concerned about McLeod, but everybody says he wants to play for week 1, but everybody says maybe the first couple of weeks, let him rest it up, finish healing, and then he'll be in there. But Kayvon's looking good, and that's always a plus. We got Josiah Scott even in the slot. He's heard he's doing, so he having a really good camp there too. And then we got our boy too. What's his name? Jacoby Stevens. And Jacoby's starting to really warm it up too now. Obviously all these rookies, it takes some time. They got to get adapted to the NFL speed, the level, the talent level, and stuff like that. But I've heard he's actually starting to warm it up and do some good things there. So I think our secondary, just from our whole defense, just from the whole change of scene, new style, we're gonna be blitzing again. That's gonna be a big plus. You know what I'm saying? These cornerbacks aren't gonna have to be out islands for so long anymore when that quarterback got someone in their face. Because with our defensive line putting pressure, that defensive line had 3rd in sacks last year. So you added more talent to that. You added Ryan Kerrigan, who's another good piece, veteran piece, like you said. Sweat's on the rise. All these guys gonna be already putting pressure, but now you got a whole nother. Like I heard that they were even blitzing from the side. Cornerback blitzes, safety blitzes. What I'm saying, just different areas, and we haven't seen that from our defense in so long that I think it's gonna be a fresh air for our defense, our fans to see again, to see how dominated the Eagles defense can be this year.
Definitely, man. The Eagles defense, it's always been It's always been the main thing for this franchise, man. When you look back in history, you look back in the Brian Dawkins era, we had so many guys that with that Jim Johnson coaching that defense up, and then after he, went on and he was no longer coaching the team and passed away, God rest his soul.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of rough for quite a few years. If you guys remember,
Oh yeah,
Juan Castillo was a damn O-line coach, and they promoted him to defensive coordinator. Like that was Andy Reid's last season with the Eagles, and then Billy Davis, the Chip Kelly era. I don't even want to talk about that. That's how bad it was. And Jim Schwartz, he did good, but there were a lot of flaws in the way he coached his defense. With his little stick prevent defense was terrible. He gave up first downs constantly. Mm-hmm. It just wasn't good. He played favorites. He was always giving Nathan Gary playing time when the guys had no business being on the field at all. Mm-hmm. This guy went to the 49ers. He got cut before training camp. And this guy didn't even make it to the first practice. He was starting games for the Eagles. That's how bad it was with Jim Schwartz. So you know what? Jonathan Gannon's going to bring something different to the table. I'm excited to see what he does. It's going to be different. It's going to be fresh. He's going to get after it. He's going to bring a lot of energy. And we're going to get it done, man. I think the defense is going to be better than expected.
And see, that's going to definitely help Jalen, too. He's going to get the ball back a lot more this year. And another thing, too, Jalen can move the chains, and I don't think Carson last year was doing that very well, and that's another reason why I think our defense got such a bad rap last year. When you got to go 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, if you looked at most games last year, we were doing good on defense in the first 2 quarters. It was that second half that we started really giving up big plays and stuff like that because the guys were gassed. When you're 3 and out all the time, you're going to get gassed real fast if your offense aren't staying on the field very long. We got an awesome running game. I don't see us passing so much this year. I think we're going to be more balanced, just because, and both places, San Diego and the coast, they ran the ball a lot more than we did here in Philadelphia. So that's all that alone is going to take off the pressure off the defense. They're going to be a lot more pressured. We got depth for great rotation. So yeah, I see us doing damage this year. Definitely be a top 10, top 5 defense this year. And our offense, as long as Jalen Hurts can do what he says and Nick Sirianni can scheme up and call these plays the way they think he can. Yeah, I got us going 12-5, and we're going to do some big things.
Sounds good, man. Hope so.
So do you have any concerns at all about the team?
About the team? Mm-hmm. Injuries. Every year I'm worried about injuries. But I don't know if it's going to be – it could be different. And let me explain what I mean. Mm-hmm. So when the Eagles – we were just talking about Chip Kelly earlier, Billy Davis. So Chip Kelly was overly obsessed with like sports science and stuff and conditioning. And the players used to complain that his conditioning was ridiculous. Okay. But here's the thing. We never had any injuries. Mm-hmm. Never, ever had injuries.
This is true.
Chip gets fired. Doug comes in. All of a sudden, severe, devastating, catastrophic. I'm talking ACLs, Achilles, all that stuff. Every single – if it happens one year, that happens. I get it. Catastrophic injuries happen. But every year, half the roster's injured. It's just ridiculous. So it has me thinking, is there a common denominator here when it comes to strength and conditioning and guys taking care of their bodies, the conditioning program? How are they doing conditioning during the season? How are they making sure these guys are continuing to stay in shape so they don't get soft tissue injuries all the time? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's something I'm going to be paying attention to. How is Nick Sirianni going to do his conditioning? If he does it well enough, I don't think the injuries will be that much of a concern.
Yeah, because they're already saying he's been a little bit more aggressive in practice, you know what I'm saying? My theory is that with Dougie P, we kept getting all them veterans, you know what I'm saying? And old guys come in, even the free agents were older, you know what I'm saying? You got your Patrick Robinsons and like, you know, the guys at the end, even like, you know, J.J. and those guys that were at the end of their careers and stuff, which they did they did come in and help us win that Super Bowl. But at the same time, you're massaging these guys, you know what I'm saying? They had a name, you don't make them work so hard in practice. You know what I'm saying? You're just letting them go, being a lot less easier, not doing so much hitting in practice as you should. And I think in the offseason, this is the time to hit. You know, you got to build that callus on your body. That's why when everybody's like, oh, look at Devontae, he's out already. I'm like, that was good that it happened now. You know what I'm saying? Because he's out there working his ass off.
It's not
And,
serious.
you know, it's not serious at all. And I'd rather you get these soft tissue, these like minor injuries now. So, you know, imagine if this happened in the season because he's been babied. You know what I'm saying? Then we talking about 2-3
games. Plenty
games.
of time until the season starts, so not a big deal.
This is the time to get any injury out of the way. That's how I look at it. If anybody pull a hamstring, anybody, you know, twist a knee, twist the ankle, go ahead and get it done now. You know, these guys were off, you know, had the whole off season off. They probably, you know, wasn't doing as much running as they're doing now. And, you know, it's going to happen. It's part of football. Injuries come. But these minor injuries are happening now. You want them to happen now. They're getting out of the way now. So when the season starts, we'll be all fresh and ready to go. So I'm not really worried about this too much. And I think even how we're going to be thudding and hitting and practice, you know, not like Dougie P. He wasn't really trying to hit too much. He only did like the one day or whatever. Sirianni said he's going to be hitting. He's going to get these guys used, their body used to it. You know, if you're not hitting nobody all summer long, then you get into a real game, these guys are trying to take your head off. Of course, when you get hit, you're going to have concussions and your body's not going to be all used to it. Of course, it's going to be more dramatic than what it would be if you were hitting all summer. So, you know, I like these joint practices coming up, and I think it's going to really help our team out a lot there.
Absolutely, man.
But
it's always good working with other teams with these joint practices. That's kind of something that I've been saying for a few years. Mm-hmm. I wish they would cut down the preseason and just let teams do more joint practices with other teams.
Oh yeah, I think they should.
I think it would be better.
Taking away the whole preseason, just have 4 joint. You know, you have 4 scrimmages. You know, before the season starts.
I would love that.
You know, and you just whatever you pick your teams. You know, who you think can give you the best chance to get, you know, whatever you need out of the practice or the scrimmage. You know, I'll probably pick the 4 best teams if I could pick them, just so you know we're going against the best of the best. You know, it's not gonna be full contact. You know, all the time. Of course, more like script play, where you can kind of control things and let them go at it, man. Let it go at it. Hit somebody different. You know, that's always a good thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, you know, thanks for
That's a good point.
Yeah, you know, just get it out of the way. You know, like go ahead and hit somebody. You know, let's see what you got. You know, because even like the hitting in practice, you got to hit in practice. How you know how good anybody is just because they get to the ball? You know, that don't make them good because they can get to the ball. As you've seen our defense, these guys were getting to the ball no problem. It was tackling them was the biggest problem. You know how many broken tackles we had on our defense all the time, you know, from these linebackers? Linebackers aren't supposed to ever miss a tackle. And when they hit somebody, the guy's supposed to go down. You know, we've seen all these guys just flying off of people, miss tackle here, miss tackle there, miss tackle there. You need to be laying that wood on people, man. You know what I'm saying? Drilling them into the ground. You know, that's why I missed old school days when we had like Trotter. Trotter didn't let nobody get past him. You know what I'm saying? Like, Trotter lay you out. What up, Eaglechamp1? How you doing, my guy? Let's see. Victory says, I don't think I'm ever going to be comfortable with joint practice with the Patriots. I would never.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
he's right.
But at the same time, I think it would be good for Nick Sirianni to go see how one of the GOAT coaches do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he has his own way, but it ain't nothing wrong with going over there and talking to Bill. You know what I'm saying? Bill knows some secrets. He didn't win all them championships just because of Brady. You know what I'm saying? I think that was a mutual thing there, as opposed to everybody looking at, oh, Brady won those championships. Bill did good when he didn't have Brady, too. You know, everybody forgets that year that Brady got hurt that year. And who was that guy that ended up going
Castle.
Castle came in, and they won 11 games, and he almost threw for like 5,000 yards. You know, he had a great season, you know what I'm saying, for a backup that wasn't supposed to be playing. So it wasn't just always Brady, I think. I think Brady did help. He was good, but Brady took all them short contracts like low number, what they call team friendly contracts, because he knew that he wasn't in that system no more. He probably wouldn't have all them rings either. It was like a double thing, you know. They worked together, good together, and he knew that if he took less money, they can have more pieces to keep building with, and vice versa. You know, he ended up getting all the rings.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, thanks for coming on today, man.
Definitely,
I like
man. I enjoyed it.
At the end of my show, I like to have all my guests give me their all-time Eagles team. You know what I'm saying?
All-time Eagles team.
So this is how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna throw it at you. You're gonna answer to me. So I usually go with 2 quarterbacks. So who would be your starter and who would be your backup?
Probably go.
No,
I would probably go with Randall as my starter.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go with Nicky Six as my backup, because we already seen what he did as a backup quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Lighting it up. So yeah, those are my 2 guys.
Who's the backup you said?
Nick Foles.
Nick Foles. Oh yeah.
Nicky Six.
Yeah, Nicky Six. I like that one. Who's your 3 running backs?
3 running backs. It's a tough one. I will go with. I'll go with Westbrook.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll go with Shady and Montgomery.
And Montgomery, nice. I think that's first Montgomery made the list. That's always good. I like this. 2 tight ends.
2 tight ends. Take Ertz and Selleck.
Ertz and Selleck. All right. 4 receivers.
T.O., Mike Quick, Chris Carter, and Deshaun Jackson.
Nice. Who started on that offensive line?
Ooh. John Runyon for sure.
Okay.
How about Trey Thomas?
Okay.
Kelsey. And I'll take Evan Mathis and Brandon Brooks.
Woo! All right. I like that one. Flip to the defensive side. Who's on that defensive line?
Reggie White, Jerome Brown, Fletcher Cox, and Brandon Graham. Those are my 4 D linemen.
3 linebackers.
Trotter. I'll go with Trent Cole. And how about Chuck Benderick?
Okay.
Old school right there.
Yeah.
Secondary. This is going to be my favorite part.
Okay. Since this is your favorite part, give me 4 cornerbacks.
4 cornerbacks? Damn. I'm going with Sheldon Brown and Lito Shepherd for sure. I don't know, man. I would definitely go with Dawkins and Malcolm Jenkins back there on the back end though. But yeah, those are gonna be my 4 DBs.
Okay. Kicker,
Akers, hands down.
Punter.
Man, I don't even know, man. How about Cam Johnson or whoever been our punter for the bay? He can boot that thing. He ain't with us no more though.
And who's coaching the team?
Gotta go with Andy, bro. You know, I feel like Andy gets too much damn blame for a lot of the games we lost. I feel like a lot of that stuff was on McNabb. But I feel like when you look at Andy, this guy has been successful coaching all these different quarterbacks. He's had success with everybody. He's blowing up with Mahomes, but everyone he's coached with, he's had a lot of success with. So I got to go with Andy there.
All right, man. Hey, that's a good team there. That team definitely going to win some games. That's for sure.
Definitely,
but once
man.
again, go ahead and let everybody know where they can check you out at, man. And
y'all can go ahead and check out my YouTube channel. Just search
your page in the description or tag.
Okay, the link's in the description, or you guys can just search Philly Gym and you'll see my channel and my videos and all the stuff I'm doing over there. Other than that, you can find all my socials on there as well. Like I usually have my Twitter handle up on all of my videos, so you can follow me over there. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. That's my all-time Eagles team. You guys can go check out my channel and all that stuff. But I really enjoyed being a part of this stream. It was a lot of fun conversation, and I hope we can definitely do this again sometime.
Oh, heck yeah, buddy. I'm always down to have you on, buddy. Well, thanks again. Oh, Jock Talk said he just subscribed to both of us. Thank you, my
yes, sir.
guy.
Yes, sir.
All you guys, too. I forgot to tell you guys, too. Pass the word. Tonight, we are going to do the card giveaway for all the subscribers. Ooh. I hit 300 yesterday. I think I'm at the
there you go
now. So we're going to be doing the card giveaway. There's some good cards in there. We got Darius Slay rookie in there. We got Quest Watkins rookies in there. We got Boston Scott rookies in there. You know what I'm saying? We got some good cards going on down there. So we're going to go ahead and do the drawing tonight. Since I didn't have any more lives today, I decided today might as well give away because we already over 300 and now we're on the race to 400. So you guys subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And if you have subscribed, go ahead. I'm going to start a live up in a little while here. And then everybody jump in there. We're going to get names that way because I wanted – last time I did all 200 people. I was like, my little win build thing, you know how long it took me to make that thing? It was horrible. So this time around, it's whoever's going to be in the stream, whoever's in live watching that wants to be entered. Once I go live, you guys check me out. Come in the stream, say you're in, and then we're going to go ahead and go from there. All right?
Yes, sir.
So, like I always say, fly, Eagles, fly. This is the Bird Gang Nation Sports Talk. Till next time, Bird Gang, we out.